Alright, I know today is Wednesday. I was having a bit of confusion yesterday when I was cutting off as to what actually day it was. So yesterday was Tuesday, and the well got dug yesterday. So what also I did yesterday was I picked up the cable, 2 watt, 250 foot on each reel, about 750 feet with 3 cuts. The fittings, and out here are the PVC lengths. So this is all for running the electric new service to the barn. New electric service to the barn, and it's about 220, 250 feet, I think, 240, 220, something like that, 1.5 inches. So that's going to go back there, which I have the mini excavator reserved to go pick it up Friday, which reminds me I got to get the shit off the flatbed trailer. So that's that. Nothing really going on with it today. It's just stuff that's here that I got. So in this box should be, this is what one of the things I am going to be dealing with today, should be these brackets, corner brackets for these garden boxes, to use the 2x12 in the garden box. Or, yep, that's what they are. So that's going to go on today, but in order for this to happen today, things got a little bit of weight to them, that's for sure. Not much, not bad. But in order for this to happen today, I got the 2x12s already cut. I need to that's one, two, there's only two, three, there's only 4 of them in here. So that'll be one box. But I got to get the wood stained. It's treated 2x12, but I still want to stain it. And then that means for the fill, for the dirt, I have to mix some topsoil I have back here with some black soil that's from the horse and cow compost pile. It's what was built up through mucking the stalls and that kind of stuff. So it's good black soil. So I need to mix some topsoil with that soil. But in order to do that, to do that mix, I need to put together, that's my pitless adapter here I'm going to fill in with. This is for the well, which I can't do anything with until I get the mini excavator. I've got to put together a concrete mixer that I had bought long ago to mix feed with when we had the cattle, when I was going to mix the feed, before I found a spot that would actually do a custom blend mix and deliver it cheaper than I could deal with it. So I have this concrete mixer I've never assembled or used. It's been sitting in the barn all this time. So I got to put it together so I can use it to mix the soil, so I don't have to mix the soil by hand. And then I'm going to use some of the sand that came up from the well yesterday. I'm going to use that at the bottom of the box, and then put the soil on top, and then Liz can do whatever she's going to do with her plants or whatnot. That's not mine. So that's that. Also on deck today, I got to get that rolling. I got the blades for the wood mow deck. So I still have it attached to the tractor, so I can get it up, pull those blades off, put the new blades on, make sure the hubs on that thing are greased, and take it away, unhook it and cover it up. So that tractor's free of that, because I think I'm going to use that tractor to go scoop the soils up and do the mixing with. That's that. I got tree stuff to cut, start getting back to. I'll have to just see how the day plays out. I got to get this box done first, this garden box. The blades, get those out of the way. I'd like to get some chipping, shredding done, some more done, so I can create a bit, replenish the pile with the trees that are down here. But I gotta put some oil and hydraulic fluid in that thing, so I'm not going to be able to figure out what's leaking until I have more time to get that thing looked at properly, which means not necessarily 15 minutes rolling around on my back out there in the dirt. But what I got here today as well that came in last night, speaking of the chipper shredder, is 2 new blades for it. Pretty cool. They're bigger than I thought they were, man. Those are some stout blades. They're sharp. They're new. They're actually, that's a Vermeer OE stuff. With the bolts. Good score. Yahoo to the guy on eBay I bought them from. I made him an offer. He accepted it. Tried to save a few bucks because it's just, you know, times are tough. Justin Burrup out in Utah is who I got him from. So thanks, Justin, for accepting my bid and sending those out right away. 1/4-inch studs. I got these for the valve covers on the 540. Still looking at the 540. But these are for the valve covers, especially for those holes where they penetrated, where there's a penetration down into the runners, intake runners of the intake, or to the heads, where the valve covers studs are, or valve cover bolts are. So I figured I'd put these studs in there. I can grind them off, set them into those holes, so those holes are covered up. But I got 2 different kinds. That's a kind of a black oxide, and these are the stainless. McMaster Car, thank you very much for shipping promptly. So this is what's going on today. It looks like I can only do 1 box because there's only 1 set of these things. I thought she was ordering, the sets for the 3 boxes, which would make 3 more of these. You need 3 more of these. So that's 1 set. Alright, so let's go get that stuff rolling. Slap some stain on that wood. And while that stain is dealing, I can deal with the concrete mixer and with the blades for the Modec. Fun. That's what I mean, man. There's never an ending. It's like the never-ending story. But steps forward. At least, you know, getting some things done. Anyway, bye. So inside that heavy-ass box is a cement mixer that has been in that box for 2.5 years. Bought it, never used it, never even opened it. So, but today is the day. There's the 2x12s cut up, but I only need to do 1 set because that's all I have is 1 set of brackets she bought. They're nice looking brackets. We were going to do L brackets, but hell, they were almost just as expensive as buying these fancy looking things. So I might just go ahead and stain everything, and I'm not going to do like a super pro job on them. I'm going to lay them out, roll or slap some stain on them, and let them dry while I do other things, like put this thing together and get some soil ready to go, get those blades on. So anyway, that's what's going to happen here. Okay, so what I'm using here is boiled linseed oil with a pigment, with a kind of a barn red pigment a red pigment. It's not truly barn red, but we used this in the barn when we stripped all the paint, and used this to, one, protect the wood, and two, give it some color and character. But it's it's when we had the animals in the barn. You know, this isn't. There's no poisons or what do you call them? Carcinogens or anything like that in it. It's pretty much all natural stuff, and the boiled linseed oil really does help protect the wood. So I had some already mixed left over from in the barn, so I'm using it to slap it on here. It works out pretty well. I think it gives a good character. It's different, and it does last a while. Now this will darken up. It goes to like a brick, almost a brick color after it gets a little bit of weathered, a little bit redder than a brick, but somewhere in there. But all I'm doing is pouring a little bit on the wood, and then rolling it. You know, I'm not using a pan or anything like that. This is going to be laying on the dirt, and it will be it doesn't need to be a showpiece, but do want to protect the wood, and I don't want to use really anything that will potentially get in the soil or on her plants, which ultimately then winds up in your belly by consuming it. So this is kind of a nice. It's a homemade stain. I just got online and was looking at a bunch of stuff, and kind of came up with the idea to use this boiled linseed oil and the natural pigment stain, and away we go. So anyway, this is what I'm doing. Seems like the hardest part of dealing with this is getting a bite on these the rotors, so I can get these things. Even though I had these broke loose the other day, I put them back on pretty tight, and so it's just been a pain in the ass getting it locked in, so I can get some shit on that bolt up there. But I got it, so almost one down. I've got this blade to go on there, and it'll go on there like this. Where's my pin? My pin will drop down through it. Find its hole like that, and I tighten the bolt up top side there to lock that pin down on it. And that's what she wrote. So it's just a pain in the ass getting these blocked in here so the rotors don't spin. I'll probably zerk this thing up as well before I unhook it and put it back. Scrape some of the grass off underneath it while I have it up in the air, and continue on. So I'll get this set, that set, and that set. Stay tuned. The fun's just beginning. There's a difference between some blades, but you got to recall, I sharpened these blades up, so I took a bunch of the nasty shit off of them. But that's kind of the difference between that one set and the new set. So I'm on the middle set now. Alright, 2 sets out. 3rd set's got to go. And I found a piece of 2x4 that works much better for blocking the rotors into place to get these things in and out. So these ones, again, I sharpened these ones up a little bit yesterday or the day before, so I took out a bunch of the real nasty stuff, but you can tell, man, they aren't looking all that great. I'm not even sure they can get recovered by a professional sharpener. Maybe, we'll see. That smaller 2x4 works much better for blocking this. I don't know if you can see that in there, but it works. Crossed here works so much better. I'm still using 3/8 inch drive. I should be in here with a 1/2 inch, but if I can't get this one, I will step it up to a 1/2 inch. Well, this last set was by far in the best shape, and they're, still not great, but they weren't like horribly bad as those ones were. So all 3 sets are in. I'm gonna do some scraping, greasing. I'm actually gonna check the case, the oil in the case, and gear oil, and go unhook this thing. Alright, so I hit all the zerks for the pulleys, did the wheels, the wheel carriage shafts. That belt's starting to show some wear, but they're pretty expensive relative to things, and so it's doing just fine for right now. I'm gonna button that side up, gonna button this side up. Kind of cleaned out the pulley valley in there, so you see I can just drop this bugger back on there and drop my bolt on there. I think this U-joint has a zerk in it. Yeah, it does. I gotta spin that and hit that as well while I'm at it here. So a little maintenance on it after use and abuse before I unhook it. Well, this is a good score. I couldn't remember if I had bought this thing with or without a motor, but there's a motor in there, so that's a good thing. That's a good score. So that just makes assembly that much less of a pain in the ass for me wiring up a motor. So that's a good score right there. Bingo, front row. So that's what this is. I've had this thing for a couple of years now. So like I said, I was gonna mix feed in it, and that didn't wind up happening. So now it's gonna be a soil mixer upper. All right. See where I need to start with this thing. All right. Well. That's my dirt mixer. Pooh and dirt mixer. Should work alright for what I need it to do. Should work okay for what I need it to do. So now I think I actually have to use both tractors, because I'll have to have one tractor with the good dirt, one tractor with the poo dirt, and shovel both into here, and then use this to dump into the box. So that's what I'm gonna do. A 2-tractor effort. First, I gotta set the box up, and I gotta go get some sand from where they dug the well out. So that's what I'm up to now. Okay, I'm not doing a very good job of keeping up with video in here. So I leveled the spot for the box, set it in, ran a couple of screws in, deck screws in on the ends of it just to keep it cool. Got a bucket load of the sand and silt that came up from the well. Put that as a base layer in the box. So now I'm going to go over and get a scoop of topsoil that I've had undercover back here for some time with this green tractor. I'm going to use the Kubota orange tractor to get some poo pile dirt over yonder. Take both tractors up there, move that thing up by the box, scoop the dirt into that to mix the poo pile dirt and the topsoil dirt together, and then I can dump it in the box. And that should give good soil for the veggies and whatever else she's going to plant. So this is like box 1 of 3. Well, doesn't take much of this chip to weigh stuff down, that's for damn sure. I have learned that the hard way a few times. Hey, there's a snake.
There's a bunch of snakes. Look at that. Bunch of snakes in here. They eat bugs, or they eat insects, or rodents and all, so I don't care if they're around, but I just don't want to see them. Oh, there's a big old one right underneath here. I don't know if you can see that. Look at this guy. That's a big snake right there, man. Right there. That's a big old black snake, folks. And he's angry. See him turning around looking at me? There he goes. I just want you out of here so I don't hurt you. They don't like that. I'd grab them, but I just want them to go on, man. I don't mind them being around. Go. There you go. Alright. Snake fun is done. There's probably some more under here, but... Yep. Another one. Go on. All right. First ones I've seen in a long time. I don't mind them being around. Like I said, they eat rodents. I'd rather have invisible snakes than visible rodents. That's how I think about it. There's another one there. Go on. Go on. They're mean. Go eat bugs. Go eat mice. Alright. There's another one back in there. Man, there are all kinds in the soil. Go on, snakes. I just don't want to reach in and grab something and have one of them stupid bastards bite me. Come on. Go on. Move on. Man, there's a big old one in there. I see a big, seen one 10 feet along here before. That's a big guy right there. You can tell just, that's him all curled up in there. Alright. Fun time with snakes is getting old. I want to get dirt. Alright, so I got a okay spot. You can see it doesn't take much for this shit to get wet and heavy, man. Alright. Snakes. Yeah, I don't want to hurt them, man, really. Well, I don't care to see them. I just know they're around. and I know they eat mice, and that's cool with me. Because mice already ate the shit out of the Recaro seats in the little black Bronco. Expensive seats, man. Be jacked up by frickin' mice. Alright. So now I got that. That last one, he was the big guy. When we first bought this place, I came across hey, you missed it. I was just having fun with snakes. The first snakes I've seen, there were like 5 or 6 of them underneath the tarp along the soil and stuff. There's still one big one back in there somewhere. Yeah, they're on my... Yeah, no. So, did you see the box?
Yeah.
So now I got this soil. So I got to take this tractor over there. Got to take the Kubota, go back and get some poo soil, move the mixer and both tractors up by the box, and then I'll just shovel the dirt into the mixer, then I can dump the mixer into the box. So that's what I'm up to.
Alright.
I had to level that area there with the box.
I saw that.
Took a
It
while.
was pretty flat, but
No, you set the box up, it was all cattywampus.
okay.
So
Yeah, the other ones are not coming till tomorrow for some reason.
that's fine. It's a little more level as it goes that way.
Okay.
And I tried to leave you some space between the box and wall so you can get back there, because there's no way you could reach across that.
Right.
I didn't want to bring it, so I probably could have gave you more space, but maybe the other 2 boxes I can pull out a little further. I didn't want that one box right there too far out in the yard area.
Okay.
Oh, you taking the dogs out? I was gonna say, if you wanted to, I have a couple of rollers and stuff over there. What I was doing is I shook that can up. I just kind of poured a little bit on the wood and then roll it. Pour a little bit on the wood and roll it.
Looks like the dogs are having eaten grass cakes. Do you have any more dogs in there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take a quick walk down.
Call Jax.
So now the goal here is to scoop the poo dirt with the topsoil dirt into this mixer, mix it up, and then use the mixer to dump it into said raised box. In theory, it has sounded all simple. In practice, kind of sucks. But let me get at shoveling here. I got to figure out how to position stuff. Maybe I'll just back the tractors up a bit. I'm kind of squeezed in here, but I wanted the tractors up over the box, so if dirt fell, it would fall into the box, not on the yard and ground here. But given, I think I'll leave the poo I'll just back the tractors up.
Well, there she goes. I think this part of it is gonna work. Alright, so this is what I'll do. So this is all a work in progress. Well, I gotta go back around. Smells like poo dirt. Flow.
Pooh, beautiful poo.
Can you get a rake?
Where's the rake?
This is my grand experiment starting to work out okay. Hi Jaxie. Hi big guy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a couple more loads like this, and then the top layer I'm gonna use for the top of it. I'm gonna use the topsoil.
Okay.
Jax, get out of there. Get out of there.
Alright, I got the Woods deck, blades changed, everything zert greased, built, stained, and got that box built. Bunch of dirt put together, mixed up with my concrete mixer. I got that stuck together today as well, so that was a cool thing. And so right now I'm calling it a wrap. So